And we may do all that again, Paul, because the mic wasn't up.
All right.
So look, this is live. This is what happens. So you are very, very welcome to the 2026 Aontu Ard Fheis up here in Port here in what used to be the Heritage Hotel.
Exactly, it's now the Midlands Bar. Fine hotel.
So, Paul, we attended the 2024 Aontu Ard Fheis up in the Maynooth, and we're here again in 2026.
Yeah, a lot has happened since then. Roisin Aontu have increased their numbers. They had one TD in Padder Tobin, now they have two in Paul Lawless. They've increased their number of councillors to 10. Now the two new councillors have joined in the last couple of weeks. You've had Councillor Peter O'Donoghue from Cork and Councillor Darren Jack Kelly in Fingal. So they're growing their numbers at county council level, and they also have a senator in Sarah O'Reilly's, and so they have an Oireachtas membership of 3 and 10 county councils, so 13 publicly elected reps. So that's from where they were when they started in 2019. They've shown progress.
So Paul, we've been covering and following Aontu for a number of years, especially since the referendum.
Yes.
And we've been covering the Aontu from when I went up to the Dublin Castle.
Yes.
And so a lot has happened of that. And Aontu got a lot of women from the No campaign to follow Aontu, and a lot of women went into and joined Aontu and canvassed for Aontu and ran for Aontu, and that's where I would have met a lot of women in
and there's a lot of those ladies now. They are going for.
Oh, they've moved on to other things.
They have indeed, yeah. There's an Arcora elections taking place today, and there's a panel of 6 women and a panel of 6 men. So there are a few of those ladies that are actually putting their names forward for that Arcora. So the Arcora is kind of like the body that decides the how the party operates, and a lot of the motions that are passed today, it's up to the Arcora then to try bring them and make them full-fledged policies.
And Paul, Aontu they're a relatively young political party.
2019 they were established, yeah.
Yeah, by Padder Tobin.
Yeah, exactly. And I suppose the big thing and the hardest thing when you start up a new political party, Roisin, is state funding is so important, and unless you can hit that magic 2% in the in a general election, it is difficult. So that's why the last election hitting that 2% barrier was very, very important for them. So that entitled them to state funding, which entitles them to hire Oireachtas staff and more party staff. So that is so important to them. But I suppose if you look at where they were when they started to now, they're averaging in the opinion polls about 5-6%. So the party seems to be growing. But I suppose the question now is what does the future hold? At the press conference there, which we uploaded there only a few minutes ago, they brought up the question of going into government, and would Padder Tobin go into government with Fianna Fáil or Fine Gael. He ruled out Fine Gael on the basis that they've been in government too long, but he didn't rule out Fianna Fáil on the basis that Fianna Fáil are flexible as regards, and their own ideology, Aontu's ideology, would allow them to kind of drive the train really as regards in government.
No one asked him about Sinn Féin.
Nope.
Would he go into government with Sinn Féin? And Padder is a former Sinn Féin
correct, yeah.
county councillor and TD.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask everybody, can you give us a thumbs up if you can hear us? And we got a message. So,
yeah.
And the message was, we hope Aontu will cover the inheritance tax discrimination issue that all single people and childless citizens are faced with. And they're thanking the support that Padder Tobin has given the national issue.
Yeah.
So
we've actually brought, sorry, got across your road. That's come up in the County Councillor Caucus, and
nearly every week.
Yeah, and it's starting to become motions on county council's agendas. I know Councillor Michael Sheehan, who will be very regular with us on the County Councillor Caucus, he's brought that up, and it is inherently discriminatory for people that have no children, that they can be hit with a big bill if they want to leave an inheritance to friends or
for the children,
Yeah.
even their nieces or nephews, or even someone who's been very good to them or helped them, or maybe even somebody who was like a child to them or something like that. And the County Councillors Caucus, we are reaching our 19th. We had our 18th episode on the County Councillors Caucus. Last night, and I will upload that maybe tomorrow or tonight if I get home, if I have time. But it will be up before Monday. And the County Council Caucus is really taking off.
Flying.
Paul.
It's flying. It's great, and it's even been. They're talking about it at councillor conferences, because at this time of the year, once you hit into spring roasting, a lot of all these conferences start taking place. Be it your political party conferences here or your councillor training caucuses. Training conferences, caucuses on the mind. But no, it's great that it's bringing people together. Like for example, we had, not giving anything away, we had Councillor John Leahy, and we had Councillor Richie Malloy, who's an independent councillor in Tipperary, and Richie was actually meaning to talk.
So thanks anyway to Mel. She says
was actually.
We just got the big,
27th of May.
can we just turn off? Just been turned
The joys of
turn back down, and maybe we have the noise.
the joys of being live.
The County Council Caucus was developed sitting on a Sunday afternoon, having a cup of coffee in my living room. I was sitting on the sofa talking to you, and I said, you know what, Paul, instead of interviewing the county councillors separately and individually, because we'll never get through them, there's
949.
49 county councillors, and county councillors are our forgotten powerhouse within the Irish political system. They're grassroots. They're there, and we tend to, the media and I think the government and the political hierarchy certainly do forget that the county councillors, they are forgotten.
They're the boots on the ground.
And the grassroots, they get to hear what the issues are, the local issues with local people, the local problems, that first, before anyone else does, and then it triples up the political hierarchy. So we really do support local grassroots supporters and people and the citizens of Ireland, because I would never, until we started doing the County Councillors Caucus Roundtable, I would never have thought, get on the phone to the county councillors. That's what they're there for. And you know what? And I've been bringing this up, Paul, on the County Councillors Caucus. It's a part-time job. A lot of the county councillors are working full-time jobs, and then then their role as a county councillor, elected county councillor. So really, I have always said to you, it should be a full-time role. It should be a full-time pay with an office and a PA. And that's something we're bringing up an awful lot.
And a very interesting stat from last night. There's one councillor for every 5,000 people. So that will tell you the workload that county councillors now have since the abolition of town councils. But in France, I think for every 200 people, there's one county councillor. So it just goes to show like the size of these areas that county councils are representing. They're massive.
It really does. And what was it? 40 county councillors in Tipperary.
Yeah, 40, and trying to get 40
motions or issues or talked about.
Or try to get 40 people to agree on anything.
40. I couldn't believe that last night. 40 county councillors in Tipperary, North and South. And what was it? Councillor John Leahy said they had 19 in County Offaly. How many do you have in Kilkenny?
24. Now that could increase in the next local election, because with the population increase, Roisin, you are going to see extra council seats emerge. Now it all depends, will they bring back town councils, will they not? That's the $64,000 question. But even if they don't, I do see in certain counties that there will be extra council seats to play for. And
Paul, we're going back to doing our political profiles as well. We used to always do our political profiles, but with 2024, we had the local and European election, we had the general election, then we got
Two referendums.
Two referendums. Oh yes,
Yeah.
two referendums. How could I forget that?
Oh, yeah.
I canvassed for the no.
You were very active at it.
Oh
I must
gosh,
say.
yeah, and we're standing up for the women's rights and the women's issues and family issues and core, family values. And the government really got that wrong.
And how did you find that experience, Roisin? What the start of the canvassing campaign? What were people's
I told everybody.
reactions like?
I told everybody that it would be a no. It would win a no. And people would go, no, it wouldn't. They were worried. I said, no, the Irish people are not stupid. The Irish people, they see common sense more than what the government and the media and the political establishment and the elite and the civil servants.
Yep.
But don't forget, the referendum in 2024 referendum was a Green Party policy for the programme for government.
It was in the programme for government. And
Fine Gael did not want to do or run the referendum. We spoke to Councillor Charlie Flanagan, who is from Portlaoise, offered the Fine Gael Ardèche.
But former Minister for Justice, sorry.
He said that he did not want to put the referendum through. They brought it to him years ago, and he said, you know what, he couldn't find the wording for it. But it was the Green Party's programme for government. And so the Fine Gael government had to put that through as part of the government. So, but I always knew it would never win.
It certainly had an impact because Leo Varadkar stepped down as Taoiseach and leader of Fine Gael shortly after
the
result.
People. See, this is where I think, Paul, the county councillors caucus round table. The county councillors listen to the people. They hear the people. Grassroots. And that's what politics is about. Politics is all about local. It starts at local and it ends at local. It starts a full circle.
You said it's about people.
Politics is about people. And I always laugh when people say, well, I don't laugh, I smile. Because I never thought I was political. I just still don't think I'm political. I just enjoy it.
Right.
I just enjoy it. I enjoy what makes people tick, what makes people think, what are people talking about, what are people thinking, feeling, and experience. That's what I'm a curious person.
It's good to be curious.
Yeah,
Because if you're curious, you're always learning. And if you're always learning, Roisin, you're always growing. So.
And what was it, Miriam Lipton used
Maureen Lipton.
she used to always say, it's good to talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm curious about human behavior. I'm curious about what people are thinking. And I love to see, what are people not talking about?
Yeah.
Because that's something. And I love hearing different opinions. I grew up in the Derry during the Troubles. I grew up in Africa and Saudi Arabia. And I love to hear and speak to people who have all different opinions because that's democracy.
Yeah.
And
How you learn?
Well, I think it's how you reach common ground and how you negotiate for a win-win. And, we need to bring that back. Common sense, listening to other people's opinions, listening to other people's experiences and what people want for their local communities, for their family values, for their family life. I was to put family life and family values before local communities. And then that is what's really important. What do the Irish people want? What is the Irish people's core values? What do they want for politically to be legislated? Because politics and politicians' job, role and responsibility is first and foremost representing the people who elected them.
Yeah, well, Choctaw Dála, when it translates into English, means messenger of the people.
I know, I like that. I like that, Paul.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in Derry, we weren't allowed to speak Irish and we weren't taught Irish. And so I would love to learn Irish. I really would love to learn Irish. Now my children are grown up. My daughter speaks it and my son speaks it and a little bit. My daughter used to speak it fluently. And so I would love to, now they're grown up, I'd love to find the space. But Paul, I can't find the time.
Oh, yeah, you're busy.
So, but I'd love to learn Irish. But going back, politics is all about local.
It is. And it starts local, ends local. And I suppose what the County Councillors Caucus has shown me, Roisin, and it's something that everything it kind of comes back down to the local. So something that is taught up in civil service in Dublin, comes down to goes into the Dáil, then down the chain, and county councillors, they see the good and the bad of it. So if something is bad, they will see it straight away.
I'm just moving the camera, Paul, because
That's
your
okay.
hair was a little bit chopped off. It's because I'm so petite, and so I'm just making sure that the camera angle is right. Because in college, and that we're centered, because in college, it's, I just imagine if my lecturer was seeing this, she would go, "Roisin, camera angle's wrong." But no, we can't. I think the joy is about YouTube Live and our channel. We're growing slowly. We're growing, and we're just really. We're enjoying the process. I think that's most of all. And telling the Irish political roundup is about telling the political story, and that's what's important, because everything that's happened over the last 6 years is really what I think is historic. And I think what's happening now is very historic. That, like going back to, in Irish politics, 1916, 1921, and the formation of state, I actually think, now I have a lot of theories, as you know, Paul, about everything, but we will be telling our grandchildren and our grandchildren, like my grandmother, I was saying my grandmother told me this, we'll all be rewriting what's happening in history, in the history books. And I think that's what's important.
Yeah, it's like, who would have thought 20 years ago, Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael would actually be in a full-blown coalition together. And I know we spoke with William O'Leary. That, I think, has had a negative effect, in the sense that when they were kind of competing with one another, there was kind of an edge. Now the fact they're in government together, it has kind of lost its edge.
One was in and one was out.
That was the difference between the two of them, yeah. But so the question now is, what's Aontu's future? Padre Tobin says they want to be a party of government, and it was actually going through their Ard Fheis agenda there, and on their constitution, Roisin, they have put down to seek an amendment that if Aontu is to go into a coalition or to support a minority government, that they would have to have a special delegate conference to rubber stamp that, to either say yes to it or no to it. So that would indicate to me that they are looking to become a party of government at some point in the future.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take a break from YouTube Live, and we're also going to go and start bringing the county councillors, all their public representatives, and their TDs here to do a short interview with them for you from the Ardèche. So we're going to take a little break, and we're going to go and rally up the political candidates, and we'll be back with you with the interviews with the members of Aontu here. So do stay tuned, do like and share this video, and really just, it's about the Irish Political Roundup. Remember, it's about telling the political story here in Ireland. And sometimes, Paul, we also talk about what's going on in the world, and especially with America.
Absolutely.
And we have American correspondents as well.
We do. Adam Dorito, who's actually running for Congress, hoping to run to Congress. Hopefully he can get the nomination to run in Colorado. So that's definitely one district in America I'll be keeping an eye on when the US midterms happen in November.
And also, I'm from Derry. I grew up in a time where there was political prisoners.
Oh, yes.
And I would like to encourage and invite all our viewers to actually look up and find out and discover more about Tina Peters. She is from Colorado.
That's right, yeah.
And she's actually in jail at the moment. And she is also a mother whose son was a very distinguished member of the military, and he unfortunately died. So do look up Tina Peters. We have to tell the whole political story.
Yes.
No one in Ireland is talking about the political prisoners, especially in America, with Tina Peters. And we come from a nation that had political prisoners.
Very much so, yeah. And I suppose that's the great thing about the Irish Political Roundup. I know I'm probably being a little bit biased, Roisin, that you get the full...
You can be biased, Paul.
You're not supposed to be, but look... you get the full roundup. It's a full 360, so you're seeing every point of view, and I think that's what makes us so unique.
And that's if they agree to come on, because we do invite everybody from all corners on, and sometimes they decline at the very last minute, but they have been invited on.
Yeah.
And because we like to give a balanced view and an unbiased view
Yeah.
of what the Irish was happening in telling the Irish political story.
And we've had cases where people came on, maybe from government parties, they might have been a little bit kind of reluctant, but then they come on, they realise, God, this was a good experience.
Well, we're not. There's something I stated out at the very beginning. I didn't want to do sensationalism. I didn't want to do clickbait, and because there is a reason behind that, because it's about telling the political story, and it's about inviting our audience to join their own dots, use their own critical thinking to make up their own minds, and that's what we need to go back to instead of just one-sided all the time. And it's up to you, the viewers, the Irish citizens, to make up your own minds and use your critical thinking.
Exactly. I know my views and my kind of thinking on a lot of things since doing the Irish political roundup broaching have changed massively. So it's
You're not as woke.
no.
Sorry, Paul, I
Yeah.
didn't resist that. Well, see, I come from an age where there was no such thing as woke. It was just common sense.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're certainly not woke.
No, certainly not.
And but we're common sense, and so that's who we are. And it's great to have this opportunity. I love doing lives. I love getting out and about, and
we're kind of getting the hang of the technology and the angles and everything and stuff like that, which is great. It's all trial and error. So I'd like to say a big thank you to Roisin's son Keelan, who's our tech wizard, and he's keeping an eye on everything. So he's keeping us right on the
I think he's
technology.
a bit busy today, but he keeps me right.
He
if
does.
I need
He does.
anything.
He does indeed. Yeah.
He's the man behind the technology, and you know what? We would not have been able to do the local and general election, the European local general election without him.
Yeah. Definitely would say, Roisin, that he's gifted when he comes to all of that, without a doubt. And I know he's my son, of course. Of course, he's gifted. But no, he was absolutely brilliant. And even just to see, I saw him just doing kind of these little things. I noticed he was trying to get a wire up, and he was able to take up a tile and put the wire underneath the tile, and I go, God, that's really clever. I would have never thought of that.
And he's a member of the Defence Forces, Paul.
He's very, very resourceful. Yeah.
And while we're talking about the Defence Forces, we want to thank hugely all members of our Defence Forces.
Yes.
Thank you for your service. And we're thinking of is it the 127 now,
Yes.
Infantry Battalion over there in South Lebanon right now, during this most historic time in our world's history. I'm thinking of you, I'm praying for you, and I'm also thinking of your families. As a Defence Force mammy, I think of the mammies, the daddies, the grannies, the cousins, the brothers, the sisters, the girlfriends, and the boyfriends. So I'm thinking of you and thanking the Irish Defence Forces for what you do, and thanking the Defence Forces for not really going with Helen McEntee's woke agenda because women do not want promoted to be a PR text box ticking exercise. Women want to be promoted for merit and for recognition of their good work. So the Defence Forces do have common sense.
They do indeed, because if you take the situations they are now in Lebanon, Roisin, if they don't apply their common sense, they can be in danger very, very quickly. So
they're well trained, Paul. So I think it's more than common sense with the Defence Forces. They're trained soldiers, and we just want to thank you for your service. You make Ireland proud, and you are the best ambassadors that Ireland could ever wish for. It's every member of our Irish Defence Forces who really, really, but they don't get the recognition that they deserve. So we're going to end it there. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with more info, more interviews here from the Aontu Ard Fheis here in Portlaoise of what was the Heritage Hotel.
It's now the Midlands Park Hotel.
Midlands Park Hotel. Until we come back, until then, do stay, press the subscribe. press the subscribe button and the like and share. And we'll talk to you soon.